Yes, yes, yes. Bless up, people. It is I and I, blind visionary, aka the conduit, coming at you with another blind review. This time, I'm going to be talking about the latest release from Grimm Pesci, Giantsbane. Now, off top, before I actually get into the review, I just want to refer to something my brethren J Zone did say. There's two types of music: good music and bad music. Now, there's something else that is also commonly said, which is there's no good music and there's no bad music. That is subjective. Now, both opinions are valid in their own realm. But for the most part, if you like something that is horrendously bad in terms of bad lyricism, bad production, bad overall song in general, and you like it, in fact, you love it, then that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. You just happen to like bad music. Vice versa, if something is excellently composed, excellently written, excellently performed, and you happen to think it's garbage, then that doesn't make it bad music. That just means you don't like it. Huge freaking difference. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't understand that. That's why when people give them opinion and them get up in them feelings, them get offended. Because oftentimes an artist will actually put out a bad song and people actually who don't like it are considered haters because the people who do validate that bad song. Am I making sense? Hope so. Because the reason I say all of that before I get into this review is because of this simple fact. Good music is super subjective. This is obvious. Like, I'm not about to say because this shit is good, you're absolutely supposed to like it by default. Likewise, I'm not gonna say because this shit is bad, I'm probably not gonna like it because I have some guilty pleasures and I like some genuine pieces of fuckery. So I say that to say this because it applies to a particular artist that I'm talking about, which is Grimm Pesci. And why I say that is because, in my personal opinion, this is some dope shit. But also, from a technical standpoint, this is a dope fucking album. But I say that to say this. There are people who will listen to this and go, this is utter and complete garbage. The man's voice sound fake. The whole thing just sound orchestrated and I don't believe one friggin' word I'm saying. And your opinion would be valid. Because again, music is subjective. But to say it's fuckery, because it's fuckery, would be invalid. Because it is not. It is well produced, it is well sequenced, and most importantly, Grimm can actually rap. Now, if you don't like his delivery and his cadence and his subject matter, that's completely understandable because, I would consider this project an acquired taste. Like, everybody don't like horror movies. And like, you're not gonna sit down and expect Jason Voorhees to drop some jewels on you. And when drop a machete in your fucking head, and this is basically the equivalent of what Grimm is. Just like audio, graphic, violence, and brutality. There is no depth, there is no message, there is no substance, there is no positivity. This is just thumping your bomber clot face music, straight up raw. And you can probably hear some fucker going on in the background. And I'm purposely going to record with this because I think it gives contrast to what Grimm album is. Grimm album is actually the opposite of the fuckery you're hearing in the background. As a matter of fact, let me pause and let the silence just... Okay, so you hear what's going on in the background? Listen. Hopefully you can hear it, but it sounds like a knockoff Usher. I don't even know if it's Usher because like I'm outside and I don't really give a fuck about R&B. But my point is, Grimm is violence, and violence is grim. And this is a complete depiction of that from start to finish. There's no variation as far as subject matter. But what there is a dude who is his authentic self. Like, I mean, I have actually spoken to this brother in the past online, and there's no kidding and bullshitting about him. He is who he is, see? And him about that life. That's all I'm going to say. Let me just leave it at that. But, you know, one could say, yo, this is shallow as fuck. There's nothing there. Yeah, I would agree with that. But what is there is, again, him being what he is and not what he's not. And it comes through in every single song. There's 14 songs on this album. And the consistency as far as punchlines and him basically describing in epic detail, you know, the violence that goes through his mind. And like, I found myself laughing a couple of times, which kind of says a lot about who I am. You know, sick fucks relate to sick fucks, I guess. But like, this dude knows his role and he plays it with unadulterated and unapologetic, you know, charisma and assurance. And a lot of the things that stand out to me as far as this brother is how much him, like, the only person I can think of who does as many pop culture punchlines is Chino XL. And that's saying a lot. So yeah, on one hand, he is very one-dimensional with the violence and shit, and to each his own. I'd have a problem with it because it's like, if I'm listening to a Grimm record, I know what the hell I'm getting. But at the same time, like, besides that, the wordplay and the actual punchlines and the multitude of pop references, especially WWF. Notice I said WWF, not WWE, because him referred to the real shit. And like, I'm about to get into like the track breakdown, but after that, I'm gonna kind of quote a couple of things that were said on this album to make you know that, yeah, is violence, what is what I would like to call brilliant, well executed, authentic violence. And don't expect it to be nothing else. So I'm just like providing a heads up to people that you know what you're getting, you either like it or you don't. And that's understandable, and that's why I said what I said at the beginning of this review. You know, you might not like it, but it's not whack. Zine? Alright. With that said, time for getting into the segment of the review where I break it down track for track. So like I said, it's 14 tracks. So we'll get into track 1. Live from the rubber room. Which means basically off the gate, he's letting you know I am a mad bumbleclot person and I am not stable. Be warned, take heed, know what you're getting into. And this song is what I'd like to call the You Are on the Roller Coaster song. Meaning, you know when you go on one of them roller coasters at Six Flags and like, them give you that warning before the bars come down, them is like, if you want to get off this ride now, do so. Because once these bars come down, you cannot get off this ride and you will be subjected to experiencing it until the end. Well, this song is basically saying to you, if you're cool with this, if you like this, if you can tolerate this, then strap in for the ride because this is what you're gonna fucking get all the way through. Now, off the top, this first song is produced by Johnny Slash, and I believe, without having access to production credits, that the majority of the songs were produced by Johnny Slash. I could be wrong, my ears could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting. You know, if any of you want to link me and tell me if I'm wrong or not, link me and tell me. I'd greatly appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, Grimm is really, really good at depicting authentic violence. And him sound like if Satan decided to have a rap career, this is what he would sound like. So yeah, off the bat, you know what you're getting. And then you get into track 2, which is Watch You Bleed, which is another track, I believe, produced by Johnny Slash. And, you know, more brutality on a very, very solid beat. And the chorus is a mixture of Grimm and cuts. It does a feature in TMB, so I don't know who do it. But speaking of TMB, which is the title track, track 3, Giantsbane, featuring DJ TMB, I'ma say off the top, this brother is highly rated in the underground already. So it's like if you think of DJs and you think of cuts on songs, you think of 2 names right now. DJ TMB and Tone Split. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. Out of all the shit I've heard DJ TMB do over the years, like he outdid himself with this. As far as technicality and choosing appropriate songs to scratch and sample. And in some cases, him don't just scratch them to the beat the way they were originally on the songs. He scratches them to give them a different way of dropping on the beat, which is like premiering a certain few DJs. It's like you have to have a certain ear to do that. And like TMB dep on that and then some. So like, yeah, the album was already dope, but like he brought that extra seasoning to it that took it over the fucking top. So big up to TMB, and like this is the first example of it. And again, I can't say nothing besides Grimm talking and brutality shit. And you know, TMB drops his first dope chorus, one of many dope choruses to come on this album. So then we have the first posse cut, or the first cuts featuring people, which is track 4, Straight from Hades, featuring Nightwalker, Jack Progresso, Cole Cash, and Tabs. Once again produced by Johnny Slash. Now, everybody hold them own on this posse cut, but I have to ask, who the hell pissed off Nightwalker? And why? Why thought that was a good idea? Well, besides him going ape shit on this verse and, you know, just spitting some serious aggression, like, yeah, don't piss that dude off. Not very advised. You know, Jack Progresso did his thing. You know, Cole Cash did his thing. If you know Cole's history, then you know. You know, like that dude, I would say out of like every MC that I've listened to, that dude have like 5 or 6 different variations of his voice and his delivery. And when you hear him actually speak, he sounds absolutely nothing like any of them. Like it's brilliant on top of him being a dope lyricist. And then you have Jack Progresso. I'm not really familiar with him because I hear verses from him here and there. But everything I've heard is dope. But then you have Tabs. Like all that greatness that I just stated, Tabs comes and shits all over it because he's Tabs. And from I discovered this brother, he's been one of my favorite MCs on the low period. And him don't get enough credit, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, dude was saying some shit. So yeah, it's a solid posse cut as expected because this crew overall is known for having impeccable posse cuts. So then we get to track 5, In the Mood, which had me like, whoa, wait, what the hell? I was surprised because it's featuring Lawrence Arnell from AOTP. Now, if you don't know, Lawrence Arnell is a police officer / detective. And based on the content, the extremely violent content of this album, this is the last person you'd expect to show up on here. But it works because Lawrence is one of them people who just is like extremely excellent when it comes to him choruses. Besides being a really dope artist, like he is, you know, one of those people who have the choruses on lock. And like he does something here which is like he sings the chorus in various keys, but he also says it at the same time and then combines everything, which is dope as fuck. And then for some reason though, Grimm also drops a chorus. So it starts with the Lawrence Arnell chorus, and then Grimm drops a chorus and then a verse, and then another chorus, and then Lawrence Arnell drops a, chorus again at the end, which I thought was interesting as far as being, a change up in song structure that's really rarely done, especially in hip hop. I mean, other genres will do it, but hip hop rarely does it, so that was dope. And it sounded like a dark trap beat that's not trap. That's the only way I can describe the production. So yeah, overall, not a dope song, in my opinion. Like I said, there are people who gonna hate on this shit, to each his own. 6, Fire God, featuring DJ TMB. Now off the top, the beat have like a Mexican standoff, somebody about to get shot in them face feel for the chorus. And you have DJ TMB scratching up some Scarface, which goes completely perfect. Like I stressed before, DJ TMB really is like an MVP guest feature on this shit, because like he provides a key ingredient as far as the excellent choice of cuts and the way they're executed. And this is yet another example. Like Grimm talking him shit, doing him fuckery. As before, like I said, don't expect any variation. So I don't need to touch on that because I touched on it already. So track 7, Skeletons of Ash, featuring Matt Maddox and Nightwalker. Now, Matt Maddox opened with a dope verse. Like, if you know Matt Maddox, he's been around in the underground for a while. So his shit is, pretty on point. And he comes through and delivers an expected Matt Maddox level verse. And then you have Mr. Pissed Off Nightwalker again coming and is like, yeah, bruh, we need a actual solo full length from you, because it's been a minute and this aggression, this genuine overkill aggression is needed in the game. Like, there are people who do it, but it's not as authentic as you. So Nightwalker, as a fan and as somebody who actually knows that there's a void that needs to be filled, that you can willingly fill with, your production, which, yeah, let me touch on that. You happen to produce this beat, and it sounds like some throwback RZA shit. Like some shit RZA would have probably do in the time when they did the 97 Mentality. And it's like the drums are a dope accident. Because if you notice, when you hear the drums on this track, they sound a bit silent. But it complements the aggression of the way the MCs drop on the track. And the actual sample doesn't make the shit seem like, the drums were a bit soft. So it's like, yeah, like I'd like to call it like an actual accident that ends up being something that's positive. So, dope song. Track 8 is Raise Hell. And the one issue I have with this is the chorus is dope, but the gunshot should have been a little bit louder. Another song I believe is produced by Johnny Slash. And again, you know what you're getting, so I don't really need to talk about it. Moving on. 9, Rubicon, featuring DJ TMB, Exile Farm, and Dr. Foulmouth. Now, this beat gets a bit, like, in me, like, when I was listening to it, it took me a little bit to get used to it. But then when I got it, it was dope. Like, I found at times it was overpowering Grimm's voice, but I could still get what he was saying. And then, DJ TMB coming with him cuts and continues the consistent significance that he's been providing. And then you have 2 dope verses for guests, especially Foulmouth. Like, Dr. Foulmouth was on some shit. Never heard him before. Really like that dude. Enough respect. big up to you for that verse. So yeah, another song that was like, yeah. So now we come to track 10, Cannon Fodder, featuring DJ TMB again. And I don't know why, and I think this is produced by Johnny Slash, by the way, but yeah, I don't know why, but I'm a blind man. Been blind since 2015. But I've seen a couple of Grimm's videos before because his last album before this came out in 2012. So he have a bunch of videos online, and him actually have an eye for putting visuals that are really dope and stand out to his videos. So I don't know why, but I see this song having a video in my head, and I see it having some dope visuals. So yeah, this is a standout as far as being something that can be a song that introduces an art, like somebody to Grimm Pesci as an artist for the first time. And DJ TMB does something where when I talk about, okay, him scratch excerpts from songs and kind of reassign the way they flow on the beat based on the original. This is a prime example of how he did that with the Big L scratching. So yeah, big up to this song, dope song. So 11 is The Hearth. And this is, I don't know how to describe this beat, besides it sound kind of like something that Necro would do back in the day when it was like in him bag, like in him Gory days, in him I Need Drugs days, where it's just like grimy, evil, simplistic, but to the point. And Grimm matches the griminess and consistency over this, unlike the fuckery you hear in the background. Again, I purposely choose to film this review so it can give contrast to the music because I think it's brilliant. And yeah, you don't know. But anyway, another thing that stands out is DJ TMB actually cuts Grimm's vocals for the hook. And that could be an epic disaster, but no, it actually works, and it works pretty well. It's actually one of my favorite cut sequences, cut hooks on the album, period. So that's like the highlight of the song. So big up to that. Not a solid song. So now we'll get to another song that I believe they should have a video for. And if given the right resources and the right idea, this could be some shit. This is Crazy Horses featuring Jack Progressive. No, wait, fuck. Okay, wait. Featuring Julius Leeser and Cole. Apologies. Actually got sidetracked with my notes for a second. But yeah, off the top, this the chorus of this song have one of the craziest things I ever hear in all my, like, yeah, I had to laugh when I hear it. So it's like, I heard this title of the song, I was like, Crazy Horses, it gonna be on some beheading shit. And then I hear Grimm in the chorus say, even the horses we ride are mentally ill. And I'm like, yo, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is insanity that I can rock with. This is insanity that I can relate to. And everybody went ape shit on this song. Like Cole said something about Nancy Pelosi that I'm not about to repeat because I don't want this video to get flagged on YouTube. But let's just say, yeah, Cole does not hold back. Never have, never will. I've been a fan of this whole conglomerate for a minute because, them all have a same vein mentality, but they have individuality and their own lane in that same direction, which makes it significant, if that makes any sense. If it does, man, a business. But yeah, not a highlight. It would be dope to see a video for this that I wouldn't be able to see, but yeah. 13, Regicide, featuring DJ TMB. Now, again with the damn cuts, my youth. Man scratching up Roxanne Shante, saying some violent shit that this damn girl don't have no business saying, and it applied directly to the brother who the chorus is for, which is Grimm Pesci and It works along with another beat that I think is a Johnny Slash beat. I could be wrong, but is a good pattern. And I believe Grimm knows that he gels very well with Johnny Slash's production. So it wouldn't surprise me that he pretty much made dude produce the majority of this album. So yeah, this is like another, like, yeah, holy shit, this is dope moment. Everything works. Everything comes together, especially the hook and especially what TMB did. So big up. So now we have the final song, Bear Witness, featuring Cole and Exile Farm. And I'm like, John O'Star, you're asking a blind man to bear witness? Like, fuck you people, seriously. Anyway, all right, yeah, so this is the closer, last song, and not a dope song. And the line that stood out to me from Cole is, you know, bitches on my dick. No, bitches tripping on my dick like the tip was made of, like, no, bitches tripping on my dick like the mushroom tip was psilocybin. That was dope. And one of the reasons why, Cole just has one of them minds, man. One of them commendable and respectable minds, even though I might not agree with everything him say on certain ends. Like, I respect the fuck out of that dude. Big up to you, Cole. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason. If you put somebody on your album 3 times, there's a reason you do that. That's all I'm saying. So overall, this shit was dope. This shit was really dope, but it's definitely an acquired taste. If anybody listens to this and go like, yo, Crisis, you're bugging the fuck out, I don't know how you like this, I'm not gonna argue with you, because it's dope music, but it's dope music that is structured in a sense where if everybody doesn't get it, I completely understand. So overall, I give this shit 3.75 canes out of 5. And that's because I believe there's even better to come in the future. Like Grimm's been off the scene for a minute and now he's back, and I believe you're gonna be hearing more material from him. So like, I believe going forward, you're gonna hear shit that's building on this. So yeah, I believe that is a solid score overall, because the only way you can go from here is up. So as promised, at the end of this review, I was going to kind of drop some dope ass quotables that I realized made me laugh and solidified how sick of a bastard I am. But these are the ones I can remember off the top, and like, it's not word for word because I never write down nothing, so I'm doing this off memory, but like, you know, leave you fuckers all in the same hole like running a train. You know, leave your shirt looking like the Canadian flag. You know, leave the people around me looking like they just got served punch from Michael J. Fox. You know, punch you out, then hit your ex like King Hippo. You know, you look like fucking female wrestlers. You dress like female wrestlers from the 80s. What else the fucking crazy ass bastard said? I rock fucking crowds like Palestinian youth. That made me like laugh hysterically, for sure. Yeah, I need help, but that's neither here nor there. You know, my beef is like Logan and Cyclops. If you know, then you know. That's some serious fucking beef. You know, Slug's big like Scottie Pippen's nose. Fucking Tabs talking about, you know, the machete swings and leave shit falling from the sky, that, you know, leave body parts falling from the sky till it look like confetti on New Year's Eve. Fucking else. Nightwalker talking about, you don't want none, you don't want to fuck with this like a bum's vagina. Fucking just punchlines after punchlines. And this is just what I can remember off the top. Oh, like Joe Pesci in Casino, I'm lethal with the pen. Like, bars upon bars upon bars, despite if you don't like the cadence, even if you don't like the production, if you don't like the voice, you can't deny the lyricism and all of these damn 80s references, 90s references. If you're at a certain age, then you get what the fuck this dude is saying. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm done. Big ups to Grimm, big ups to DJ TMB, big ups to Johnny Slash, big ups to all the features. You did your thing, but last time I go say this shit, if people don't like this, I get it, because it's a quiet taste, and I think this is fucking delicious. Big up, hope to hear more, Grimm. You done know. Respect. I have spoken, and the dog has barked. Fuck off, dog.